This was a very scary situation for these parents.
Lexington police have a warning about a scam, how they say someone is trying to extort money from parents.
Richmond police say football players from 2 colleges were involved in an incident that left an EKU player badly hurt.
A Lexington woman tells us someone stole the identity of her business and is now taking advantage of her.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 6.
Good evening to you. It is a scam Lexington police say every parent needs to know about. Tonight they're looking for the people they say are trying to extort money from families.
Police say that these people are demanding money by claiming children have been kidnapped. Jordan Valines is tracking this investigation tonight. It's our top story at 6. Jordan?
That's right. Lexington police say that these scammers are trying to extort money from people in the worst way possible by trying to convince people that they have kidnapped their children and are holding them for ransom. Now, if you get a call from someone claiming that they have your child, police advise that you get as much information as you can. Do not negotiate with them and keep them understanding that you're going to be compliant with them. Police say after you hang up the phone with the scammers, immediately call 911 before calling anyone else and contact the authorities even if the scammers tell you not to. Police say the scammers in this situation have tried to make the fake kidnapping seem as real as possible in order to get their ransom as quickly as they can.
I think what gave these situations a little bit more validity is that the suspects had a young person, a female, crying in the background. And so they were able to say to that parent, this is the sound of your daughter's voice, this is your daughter crying.
Now, police are still investigating who or the people who may be involved with making these calls and where exactly these calls are coming from. Live in Lexington, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
And Lexington police say the scammers have contacted the victims on cell phones as well as landlines.
His family says he was kidnapped at random, a frightening ordeal for a 13-year-old Casey County boy when police say a man wanted by the FBI took him at gunpoint. Police arrested the suspected kidnapper, Robert Caldwell, yesterday in Lincoln County. He was wanted for a crime spree in Missouri and Kentucky. Phil Pendleton has an update on the investigation.
Tricia Malpica hardly thought anything of it when the teenage son of her mail carrier walked in Tuesday afternoon.
So we had no idea that anything had happened.
But what happened was that the 13-year-old had just been on what was likely the scariest ride of his young life.
When he came in here, and I was surprised not to see his mom here with him.
The boy's relatives tell us that Tuesday afternoon, while he was doing chores outside his Turkey Creek Road home, a man completely at random took him at gunpoint, stole his mom's mail truck, and ordered him to ride along. Police say that man was 25-year-old Robert Caldwell, wanted for a string of crime from Missouri to Kentucky. But the boy said something to Caldwell that convinced him to set him free, somewhere along the 7-mile stretch from Turkey Creek to Highway 910. Sometime later, he strolled into Casey County Discount Foods, where he simply asked to use the phone, never saying he had just been kidnapped.
He was acting like, there was not too much. He just was pretty straightforward about making the calls.
Relatives of the teen say they have no idea why they were targeted. Malpica says this is an area where you're more likely to find an Amish buggy on the road than someone committing a crime.
It kind of makes you think that it can happen anywhere. I mean, I guess when it's closer to home, it kind of makes you a little nervous.
Caldwell is in the Casey County Jail waiting to answer to a boatload of charges. In Casey County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Family members tell us the boy was not injured. They say they're still not sure what caused Caldwell to let him go.
2 days after Lexington police found a man shot to death, they have made an arrest for that crime. Police say they have charged 20-year-old Felix Rodriguez with murder in the case. He was arrested about noon today. On Monday night, police say they found 23-year-old Alejandro Dominguez Hernandez dead inside a car along Johnston Road. They say he was shot multiple times. Police have not said what they think led up to the shooting. The case against a man charged with Lexington's first murder of the year will now go to a grand jury. A judge waived Matthew Donaghy's case during a preliminary hearing this morning. Police say that he stabbed his boyfriend, Todd Schumacher, at their home on Lamont Drive back on January 18th. Donahue is being held on a $500,000 cash bond.
A grand jury will also consider the case against a woman accused of trying to kill her newborn baby. During a preliminary hearing in Clark County this afternoon, a judge waived Cassandra Haney's case to the grand jury. She's charged with attempted murder. Earlier this month, police say she gave birth in a toilet and then put the baby in a plastic bag at her Winchester home. Police say her roommate saw what happened and called for help. The baby survived. Tonight, police have released new details about a fight at a bar that injured an EKU football player.
Richmond police say the fight over the weekend involved football players from 2 different teams. Sean Moody has the latest on this investigation.
Richmond police have been back out here at Jersey's today. They tell us there was an incident between football players from 2 different colleges early Sunday morning. They won't identify any of the people involved, but Jeff Scurry told the Lexington Herald Leader that his son, EKU offensive lineman Colton Scurry, was badly hurt. According to a news release, Scurry told police 3 or 4 men grabbed him and began hitting him in the head. He said he lost consciousness, and after it was over, he said 2 women helped him walk back to EKU. Police said he had cuts, a broken nose, and other broken bones in his face.
The best word to use is ridiculous.
Students at EKU said they were troubled by what police say had happened.
To not be able to solve your issues in any other way besides a bar fight is kind of just not appropriate, honestly.
EKU officials tell us they're looking into a second report of an assault here at Telford Hall shortly after the other incident. They say it might be related to what happened at Jersey's. A couple of hours after the first incident, there was a report of an assault at Telford Hall, a dorm on EKU's campus. EKU officials aren't saying who was involved there or exactly what happened. Again, Richmond police said the Jersey's case involves football players from 2 colleges. They've not said what school the other people are from. There have been all kinds of reports across the internet, but police will not confirm those reports, and no one has been charged with the crime. As soon as there's a credible update to this story, we'll let you know. In Richmond, Sean Moody, WKYT.
And police tell us they're still working to interview witnesses.
She has built her business with a lot of hard work, but tonight a Lexington woman says someone is using a scam to take advantage of her. She says someone has stolen her business's identity. New at 6, Whitney Wetzel talks to that business owner.
I can put your logo on anything, shirts, hats, coffee mugs, anything at all you put your logo on, I can make it happen for you.
Lisa Park is the owner of Advertising Specialties on Regency Road. She's been a one-woman business in Lexington for 16 years, but last week she got a call from a woman named Valerie claiming that Park had recently hired her.
There was an ad on Craigslist looking to pay $100 to do business errands. And so this person in Lexington went and answered that ad. Well, come to find out, that ad was saying that they were me.
Park says someone claiming to be her sent Valerie text messages instructing her to go to a mail store off New Circle Road.
So Valerie went there, being hired to go there, and signed for the papers and filled out a P.O. box list on behalf, saying that she was my secretary, when I don't even know who she is.
This is the store that Park said Valerie came to when she opened up a P.O. box where she could receive a shipment and then forward it to its destination. That destination? Las Vegas, Nevada. Park says Valerie told her the package was full of cell phones and cases. When Valerie called to get her $100,
you have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service.
And that's what led her to Park.
So then she says, uh-oh, I think you and me are in the middle of a scam.
Park has turned her case into police, but she hopes to make other small business owners aware of what happened to her.
If Valerie didn't call me, I would have never known.
In Lexington, Whitney Wetzel, WKYT.
And Park tells us this afternoon another package arrived at the mail store. The shipment was arranged by someone using her business's identity again. She also says Valerie was able to change Advertising Specialties' address through the Secretary of State's website for a $10 filing fee.
The sunshine felt pretty good out there today, but looks like the snow will not be staying away from the bluegrass for much longer. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has an early look at your forecast. Chris?
But at least we had our Wednesday. I always like to look toward the positive every now and again. Our hump day just about in the books. Beautiful sunset out there right now in Lexington. Clear skies, some high clouds blowing on into town, 34 degrees. Winds, watch the winds over the next 24 hours. Only at 7 miles per hour now, making making it feel like the upper 20s. Live First Alert Defender, calm, quiet, right on cue though, getting those ice crystal clouds coming in from the northwest. Here's our Clipper that is diving toward the Bluegrass State. That system is going to be quickly moving on into Kentucky as we go into your Thursday. Winds, I mentioned that. To watch those tomorrow, we may see 40-mile-per-hour gusts at times late tomorrow morning into the early part of the afternoon. Temperatures are going to jump up, and then they're going to fall as we go toward the evening. And during that fall, rain showers will start to change over to some snow showers that will then kick into high gear tomorrow night and Friday morning. Between now and then, it's not half bad this evening. It's a cold one. It's January, 27 by 9 o'clock, mid and upper 20s, showing up by 11 this evening as clouds continue to thicken up. I'm tracking a Clipper tomorrow that introduces us into a very busy weather period that includes your Super Bowl Sunday weekend. We'll show you what to expect with some of the latest computer models on Super Bowl Sunday and the snow chances, guys, just ahead.
State police have arrested a Laurel County man they say tried to get a child to have sex with him. Police say that 40-year-old Boyd Wagers used a cell phone to contact the child. They say he then asked for sex. Police arrested him yesterday morning. Police say they have seized the cell phone. It will be sent off for a forensic examination.
The Lexington and Fayette Urban County Human Rights Commission is investigating a discrimination complaint against Fayette County Public Schools. Executive Director Raymond Sexton says the Human Rights Commission has received more than one complaint in the past couple of weeks. Sexton said the complaints focus on treatment, pay, and hiring practices and allege there is an ingrained systematic discrimination typically against blacks in Fayette County Public Schools. The school district was given 20 days to respond to the complaint before the commission begins its investigation.
Friends of a Central Kentucky murder victim are asking for your help tonight. Next, what they're hoping to do for that family.
And then 2014 ended up being a big year for Bluegrass Airport. The new record the airport set.
Friends are raising money for the family of an Estill County woman police say was murdered.
Police say Ellen Townsend was found shot along Nolan Creek Road last weekend. They say the man suspected of killing her later took his own life. Townsend's friends have set up a GoFundMe page online to raise money for funeral expenses. They say she didn't have any life insurance. The GoFundMe page is called Ellen Townsend Burial Expenses.
2014 was a record-setting year for Lexington's Bluegrass Airport. Airport leaders announced today that more than 1.2 million passengers went through the airport last year. And that's the highest yearly passenger count in the airport's 68-year history. The previous record was set 10 years ago. Airport leaders say the addition of new flights to Philadelphia and Myrtle Beach helped set the passenger record. And we've learned the Cincinnati Northern Kentucky International Airport will be adding more flights. Branson Air Express will begin flights at the airport later this year. The airline will fly to Branson, Missouri, New Orleans, and Cancun, Mexico. One-way fares to New Orleans and Branson will begin at $99.